I don't think this December diet is going to turn out quite like I had hoped. With what has happened the past few days, I think it's really important to talk about stress. She couldn't feel or move her leg on the right side from the knee down. So, we were driving to the hospital and I was trying to think, how do I prepare my daughter for the idea that she might not be able to move one of her legs for the rest of her life? Hey guys, Elizabeth, curly-haired country gal here. So this is Monday, December 19th, and I missed the past several days of vlogging again because we had kind of a crazy past few days and kind of a stressful past few days and kind of a sad past few days. So tomorrow is going to be my last video in this series. I had hoped to tell you more about the smoothie that I drink every day and how we soak our grains to make them more easily digestible. But with what has happened the past few days, I think it's really important to talk about stress. So I don't think this December diet is going to turn out quite like I had hoped. I had definitely hoped to maybe lose some weight. I'm not at a super unhealthy weight, but just to get a little bit closer to my ideal weight and, show you that it's possible to do it while you're eating a lot of fat. But what you may or may not know is that no matter how good your diet is, if you have a ton of stress in your life, a lot of unresolved emotional anxiety, you're not going to lose weight. So maybe you've heard that before, but stress really impacts your body's ability to let go of weight. When you're really stressed, your body is like kind of in crisis mode and it's going to like hang on to everything because it doesn't know what's coming next. Pretty interesting how our emotions tie into our physical health. So we had a way more exciting past few days than we would have asked for. So on Thursday night, our youngest daughter, who's about 40 pounds, I think, jumped on our oldest daughter's back, and our oldest daughter couldn't move her leg she couldn't feel or move her leg on the right side from the knee down. So I took her to the emergency room that's about 40 minutes away after we packed an overnight bag, not knowing how long we would be staying. We ended up being gone for about 3 hours. They did some x-rays, CAT scan, and thankfully, as the night went on, she slowly started regaining a little bit of feeling. She could like wiggle her toes a little bit and move her foot just a tiny bit. And the doctor was telling us that she was in spinal shock. And he gave an example of his brother who was in a boating accident and was temporarily paralyzed from the waist down. And it came back a few hours later. So we were hopeful that she would improve like that as well. And then the next morning, she still couldn't move her foot, and so we were just not sure what to do and not sure if we should take her to a spinal specialist or back for the MRI or go to a children's hospital 2 hours away. And so, we did a lot of prayer about it. We asked some people in the medical field, and we decided to just wait for now because she was improving. And so then, thankfully, by Friday afternoon, she had regained mobility. She was able to move again. She was able to move her foot. She was walking without pain. She wasn't in a ton of pain during this whole thing anyway, but so her back is sore. But anyway, she's fine. But that was a scary situation. So, we were driving to the hospital and I was trying to think, how do I prepare my daughter for the idea that she might not be able to move one of her legs for the rest of her life? That was one stressor. And then the other thing that's really been heavy on my heart, and especially one of my daughter's hearts, is that we came to the hard conclusion that we needed to have our dog euthanized, which was really sad. Despite vet visits and medicine and different kinds of medicine and different kinds of treatments and baths and nutrition stuff, her condition just continued to worsen and we just didn't want her to suffer anymore. So that's sad. I haven't had to put a dog down for like 14 years. So I definitely had a good cry with my daughter about that yesterday. And yeah, so just the past few days, just life happened. So anyway, I'm going to weigh in tomorrow and I'll see if I actually ended up losing any weight at all. But even if I didn't, it's okay. These things that I'm doing, I want to do all the time anyway. And I haven't mentioned this yet, but this H.A.M diet is not like a real diet. It was just something made up by Ed Smith, the face of TPM, Transformation Prayer Ministry, that I talked about several days ago. And H.A.M stands for H.A.M, half as much. And so the only part of this diet is that you start by eating half as much as you think you want or you think you need, and then you just eat half as much, and then all you do is pause and you just evaluate. Am I still hungry or not? If I'm not hungry and I want to keep eating, why? Is there some stress there? Is there some discouragement there? Is there some sadness? Is there some emotion based on a belief that's not true, that's making me feel like I need to eat to feel comforted? Or am I still hungry? And if you're still hungry, then eat. But a lot of times we eat much more than we need to because we don't take the really subtle cues from our hearts that say, "Ooh, this is an indicator light that I'm believing something that's wrong." So even if I didn't lose weight this time, it's okay. There's always next month. I want to do these things every day anyway. And so we'll see tomorrow what the result was. Thanks for joining me.